Hello students, today I am going to explain the first program of web programming lab. The problem definition is, it says design a web page to build a resume using different tags, and we have to save that file as HTML file. Here I have specified the name as wpa1.html. You can give any name, but you just have to save it as HTML file. For the lab programs of part A, we are going to use Sublime Text as our editor. So what you have to do is you can just type here saying that Sublime Text, and once you get that app, click on that app, and this is how the Sublime Text looks. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to start writing a program where we can display our resume. The first line of our HTML program is doc type HTML. So this line, if we are using, this has to be the first line of our code. What is the purpose of this line? This line tells our browser that the document that we are creating is HTML5 document. Next tag is HTML tag. This HTML tag is also known as the root tag. Okay. So this HTML tag is a root tag. This is known as opening tag, and we have to close the tag. So we are opening the root element called as HTML, and then we are closing that tag. Now inside this HTML tag, we are going to write our entire HTML document. So what is the next tag after HTML which has to be there in our document? It is the head tag. What is head tag? Head tag is used to store the meta information about our document. In this head tag, we can use title. We can give the title to our web page. Also, we can write the styles to our web page. We can also write the meta information between these head tags. You see here, head tag is opened and then it is closed here. Now, under the head tag, we are giving the title to our web page. So, we open the title tag, then we write the title of our page, and here we are closing that tag. After head tag, we want to display the contents to our user, and to display the content, we are going to use the body tag. The content that has to be displayed on our web page should be enclosed within the body tag. So let us see that. So you see, this is the body tag. I'll just align this. Now inside this body tag, we will write our content. So you see, we have written one heading. There are 6 headings which ranges from H1 to H6. H1 will give the biggest heading and H6 is the smallest heading. Now when I say biggest and smallest, it is the size that is displayed as the heading. So we have created one document of type HTML5. Then we are having the root element HTML. Under that, we are having head tag. Inside the head tag, we have the title known as my resume. Then we have a body tag, and in this body tag, we are having one heading, John Doe. The size is H1, that is the biggest heading. Then we have 2 paragraph elements, and we have written the email in one paragraph, and in the second paragraph, we have written the phone number. Now let us save this file and see the output. Right click, open in browser, select this open in browser, and this is what you see, John Doe, email and phone number. Let's add some extra information in our body tag. So here you see I have added one more heading, H2. So this heading is going to be a little smaller than H1 heading. And what is the heading? It says career objective. And there is a paragraph. That paragraph defines the career objective of John Doe. Let us see the output of this particular added information. So go back to the browser and refresh. So when I click on refresh, you see this is printed career objective and what the paragraph that we had given with that H2. Okay, let's go back and add some extra information. So here I have added one more heading called as education. If you see, these are the subheadings actually, and all the subheadings are having the tag H2. Now, after this subheading H2, there is one more paragraph, and after the paragraph, you see there is a tag called as B. Now, this B tag is used to make the content bold, and similarly for 12th, we have used the bold tag. Let us see the output. Go back to your browser and refresh. So you see there is education as the heading, and you see BCA is bold, 12th is also bold. So I've added one more subheading called as projects, and for that project we are having two paragraphs. Inside those two paragraphs, some particular words we are making it as bold, right? So save it, go back to the browser and refresh it. You see project and then resume builder is in bold, library system is in bold. So we'll just add some content. Now here if you see there is one more subheading called as skills. We have used H2 tag for that, and here I have used the span tag for HTML, CSS, Java, Python and MySQL. We are going to apply a CSS specially for this HTML, CSS, Java, Python and MySQL, and because we want to apply only for those particular elements, we are using the span tag. Let us see the output. Here you see how the skill is been displayed: HTML, CSS, Java, Python, MySQL. Again we are adding some extra information which says personal information. So I'm just adding the contents. Let us save this file and refresh the output, and this is how you see. So now when you see, actually this is the original program that is expected from you as our first lab program, but if you see this, it's not at all attractive. It is very basic. So we now our next task is to make it attractive. How do we make it attractive? By applying the CSS. So let's apply the CSS to our this basic document. I have added one footer. So here you can see the footer also we have added, so that we can declare that the information that we are providing is true. Okay. Here you see I have added one tag called as div tag. What is the purpose of div tag? Using div tag, we actually divide the contents of our web page, also known as division. And why do we divide it? So that we can group together. Instead of saying dividing, the better explanation is using the div tag, we group some elements of our HTML document so that we can apply a particular style to our document. Now if you see, I've added the div tag and I'm giving some class name for my division. Why I'm giving the class name? Division is used, div tag is used to group the elements, and the class attribute is used to give some CSS to that particular division. Now for this division, if you see, this is the opening brace of my division tag and entire document. So if you see, I have grouped the entire HTML document. I have grouped the entire HTML document as my division class container, and this is where I am closing that division just before my body tag. And now what are we planning to do with this? We will give some proper margin to our container. Container means the entire document. So how do we give the margin? By adding the style tag inside our head tag. So let's do that. So I'll add the style tag. Immediately you add the closing style tag. Inside this we will give the CSS to our division class container. So here I have added some style. Just notice this dot because the name of the class is container, or container is the class name. If we want to give some style to the class, we use dot. So dot tells the browser that this is the class, okay, and the CSS will be applied to the entire class. Different attributes that I have used. So for our container, we have given max width 850 px, margin is auto, background color is white, Padding is 25 px, border radius is 8 px, and box shadow is 0010 px, RGBA 000.1. I will explain each and every line one by one, but before that, let us see the output. Refresh it and see, you can see our entire document has been moved towards the center of the web page, and you can see that this looks like a page. Can you see this? This looks like a page, right? Okay, now let us see one by one each and every line. Max width, the container width it is in pixel. Pixel stands for picture element. Let us change it to 350 and see what happens. Go back to the output, refresh, and you see the width of our HTML document, or in other words, the width of our container is now reduced to 350 px, and this is how our document looks like. Let's make it 850 because that looks good. Margin, it is auto. We can have left margin, right margin. So let's make it as left, Control S. And you see the entire document is now aligned to left hand side. So it totally depends upon you. How do you want to display? Auto means it will automatically come into the center. It will adjust on its own. Now there is a background color we have given as white. So let's change it. We can give any background color. If I use sea green. So you see this is the color of our container. The next attribute is padding. Padding is the space around the content within the box. Here the padding value is 45 px. So before we change the value, first let us see the output. This is our output. Okay. Now we'll change the value of our padding. I'll make it as 5 px. Save it. Go back to the output and refresh the output. Now can you see the output? The space around the content has been reduced to 5 px. Let's come back to the original one. The next attribute is border radius. This border radius attribute makes the edges of our border either sharp or circular. So when it is 0, that means the border will appear as a sharp border. Let us see the output. So can you see for this box, if you see the box, the borders of this box are very sharp. Now we'll change the value. Let's make it as 10 px. Save it. Go back to the output and refresh it. Can you see the border has changed to the circular borders now? We can increase the value to make it more visible. So we can see the change in the border of our document. Let's keep it as 10 px. Next attribute is box shadow. It's all about the shadow that we are showing for our box. The next attribute is box shadow. It has three values. First one starts for horizontal shadow, second one is for the vertical shadow, and the third one is about the blur, how blur you want the shadow. First value, if it is positive, that means the shadow is towards the right. Negative means shadow is towards the left. Second value, if it is positive, it means positive means down and negative means up. 10 is a very smooth blur. Then comes RGBA, which stands for red, green, blue, and A stands for opacity. First three zero values means 0, and the fourth value 0.1 is light gray color. So let's go and check. The shadow is very light and smooth. I will change the values so that it is visible to you. Refresh it. So now the shadow is much more visible because it has become a little dark. Let's change the other attributes. So it's almost disappeared. See, as I'm changing the values, you can see the change in the shadow around the box. So it totally depends upon you how you want the document to be displayed in your browser. You can try all these different values. You can try changing the values when you do your lab. That's all for the day. In my next video, I will explain the different CSS style that we have applied to the different elements of our document. Thank you.